workout wasn't doing very good. Sorry if you can't see me. Surprisingly, a night lift. But yeah, so a little audible going down here to Ashland. Actually going to get a stop in to the Ironheadz supplement store first before going down to the Ironheadz gym at Flatwoods for a leg day. Going to pick up Sam some of the J Cutler protein that she likes. She only likes the cereal, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal one, and specifically J Cutler's, which it is good. I don't know what it is about his, but it's pretty tasty. It's pretty spot on. But yeah, they're the only place that carries it. I don't feel like ordering it and waiting for it. So get that for her. See if I can't find anything else cool over there. Pick up maybe an Ironhead shirt or something. Yeah. Excited. Oh, my knee wraps showed up today. My Demoose wraps. So I'm going to give those a shot and have a pretty good leg day. And I also have a new, well, not new, but new to the channel, pre-workout, Mesomorph from, I think it's APS makes it. I've tried it before. Buddy of mine at work, he gets it from, it's a protein company out in California. I've tried it before. I love it, man. It's really good. It's, I think it's got geranium in it. They say they put that in it instead of the DMAA. I don't know how that works exactly, but anyways, I like it a lot. It gives you, last time I tried it, it doesn't, I think it's 400 milligrams caffeine, but it does not feel like 400 milligrams caffeine. It doesn't make you jittery, antsy, and it doesn't give you that sick feeling. You know, like some do, like there's just some that are overstimulated, like I hate to say it, but the Super Savage from Raw. I love it. I had one of the best lifts of my life, and the pump was undeniably crazy. But I also sat on the toilet for 45 minutes after I got done working out and could not leave it. So just too much for me. I should have probably done a half a scoop maybe. But that's what you get when you get the maxed stem from a company. And that's what some people are looking for. But yeah, no, gonna try it out. Also, I'm gonna look and see if they have, I don't know if they have it or not, but if they have the, what do they call it? The Super Pump from Raw. It's the non-stem version of the Super Savage. So it's like the all pump formula maxed out. And I've been dying to try that. Or I've also seen a bunch of ads lately for Animal, which Animal is one of my favorite brands out there. You might notice gym bag, shirts, everything is Animal on it. They came out with, I don't know if it's a new one or if it's just that one that I've just now realized it's out. They have a non-stem that they claim has up to a 6-hour pump. That's kind of 6 hours. That's nuts. So I want to see what that's about. If that's true, let's say that's wild. That's nuts. So I want to check that out, see how that's going. See what it's all about. But yeah, sorry for the darkness. I can't really drive around like this the whole time. Well, I guess I probably could. It's not bad. But yeah, not too far. Getting ready to cross over into Ashland now. It's crazy dark out. Time change this weekend. It feels like it's 10 o'clock out right now, and it's just right after 6 o'clock p.m. So, man, weird. Very weird. But it looks cool going across the bridge here. All the lights lit up, water glistening. Yeah. So legs and shoulders today, and I'm going up to the Flatwoods location because they have one. I've never done a full legs day there, and they have they have a lot of leg machines, but they have some really cool stuff that I was talking about yesterday, like that belt loaded squat. They had the vertical press, which I actually want to do working sets on that this time, not just, you know, kind of feel it out like I did last time. I just did 1 or 2 sets. They have some interesting calf machines, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do calves today. My ankle is still really really hurting. I don't know what I've done, but it's sore. What else they had? They had, I know they had a hack squat. I can't remember which brand it was. Like I said yesterday, I think they have a lot of bolt machines up here, which I haven't used a lot of bolt before or heard of them, but that's sometimes the best way to find something. Never heard of it before. Just top of the line stuff. It seems like it's really built well. I like it. So at least I've liked the other machines. They had a last shoulder day I did there. They had a their whole Smith rack was a bolt machine as well. And it was nice. I mean, it was one that I wanted for that if I when I do buy a house and build the home gym, that's the exact style that I want. It felt very overbuilt. You know what I mean? Like you could really had one that had the Smith in the middle, of course, like any other Smith machine would. The bar was a 45-pound bar, not your typical 25-pound bar that you see on Smith. So that was nice. It was very, very smooth, and then they had 2 plate stacks on each side, so you had 2 independent cables. So I'm sure it's probably well over a $3,000 piece of machine, if not more. Because I don't know, the way it was built, it actually might have been a commercial use or a commercial built product, but that's the ideal Smith machine for a home gym. That's whenever I do it, that's what I'm aiming for. We'll see if I ever get to that point. Hopefully we can buy a house at some point in the near future. That's the goal, at least. In the meantime, I don't mind traveling to gyms. It's fun. See new stuff. I just wish we had more around here. We used to, in case you didn't know, I'm 30 years old, so I've been here a little while. And we used to have at least 2 different gyms in Barboursville. I mean, right in Barboursville. That if they were still there, it would be a no-brainer that I would have a membership. I don't care. I mean, I'm talking like, I'd pay like $60 a month just to have them right there because of what they had to offer. And I don't believe in spending a whole bunch of money on memberships. It's not what I do. But one was called Absolute Fitness, and I used to actually work out there. I had a membership back in like 2000. I want to say like 2009, 10 range. I was still in school, and my father and my uncle, my dad Kevin, and my uncle Michael, who unfortunately he's passed away since then. We'd go and work out, and I was a trainer for just football. There's nothing serious, anything like that, but it was cool. It was awesome, man. And they had a sauna, which that got me my love for a sauna. Love a sauna, man. Like you don't. Man, if there was a gym anywhere close to me to the sauna, I'm pretty much paying whatever I have to get in there. I love it. But they had all the free weights you could want. There was no such thing as a Planet Fitness around at the time. I mean, maybe in the bigger cities, I'm sure that Planet Fitness has been around for a long time, but around here, we'd never heard of it. So I couldn't even, outside of, maybe the YMCA, and I don't remember what Marshall University had before the rec center, because the rec has not been there it's been there for like 15 years or more. Hell, it might have been there that time. I don't really know. Regardless, there wasn't much around. So Absolute had kind of a death hold on all of the gym membership. And it was just, you went in there and it was just like, it was like bodybuilding central. And I didn't realize at the time, but like walking around and like seeing these just mass monsters, mini Nick Walkers walking around a small West Virginia town was wild. I mean, I kind of found out, of course, everyone and anyone's on steroids. But go ahead, buddy, go. And anyways, that gym was it had everything you could want. It had plenty of cables, it had all the free weights, it had all the machines you could want, the specialty machines, all that stuff. It was neat. I loved it. And unfortunately, they went out of business. And then, luckily, it got bought out by a place called, what was it called? Tri-State Fitness is what they renamed it. I never went back. I never got to check out Tri-State. I hit a period in that time when I was working out at the high school with a, well, I was still in high school when I was working at Absolute, but when they closed down, there was a period when Tri-State wasn't around, and I was working out at the high school at the time with a different coach, and we got a brand new facility for weight room. That was the place I needed to be at that time. We had brand new power racks, brand new everything at the time. So sponsored by Under Armour and everything, so it was really nice. And by the time I got injured in my senior year of high school, and by the time I got back into weightlifting and like healed up and everything was a few years later in college. And by that point, Tri-State was already just pretty run down. And when I say run down, I don't mean like stuff was going bad. There wasn't a lot of memberships. Because Planet Fitness that came around, Snap Fitness that came around, people would gravitate towards that cheap membership. I mean, $10 at Planet was a no-brainer. That was back when they were bringing pizza every Monday or something stupid like that. Getting Tootsie Rolls at the door. You know, they were pandering to the people who didn't really want to work out. The old Planet Fitness. Anyways, Tri-State Fitness turned into like a boxing, like they redid their whole persona and did like a whole boxing gym thing. Put a ring in the middle and everything, and it got real weird from what I heard. And a lot of the members that they did hold on to just didn't stick around after that because it wasn't the same gym anymore, unfortunately. So they shut down too, and Goodwill rather ended up buying that spot and expanding their store. So nothing replaced it. And nothing has ever since. So hopefully there will at some point, because I'm dying for something right there in town. It would save me so much time. Anyways, I'm at the Ashland Town Center Mall. I'm gonna run inside to the Ironheadz location. Might be able to get a video in there. I don't really know. I don't like still not liking videotaping around people like that. So we'll see. Maybe there's a couple of pictures or something. Nothing else. I'll just show you what I got, and I'll be right back. All right, that took a little longer than expected. Let me try to slide back. Didn't find a shirt that I had to have, so we'll keep an eye out next time. And I'll be back in a few weeks, I'm sure, to get some more of that protein anyway. So. I met the owner's son in there. So he's doing pretty good. He had surgery. The Ironheadz owner, his name's Tom. Very nice guy. He had surgery here recently, so prayers out to him. Hope he's doing good. Speedy recovery. I'd like to see him in the gym. I mean, of course, he's down for a little while right now with the surgery, but even before recently, when he was in all that, leading up to the surgery, he was a big guy. But there was a time before he got injured that he was a big boy. I mean, powerlifter type big guy. Not with a belly either. I mean, he was stout. Anyways, yeah, hopefully he's doing good. No, the holdup was, and shout out to my fiance Sam. She really saved my butt, because this is about 45 minutes from the house. So I've drove all this way, and there's a problem, and it's not, I'm not blaming it on Ironheadz app. They use an app for the gym. I think it's a combination of me having a small town bank with a small town business or small town gym. The app and the gym app and my bank app just doesn't usually communicate well. So for instance, where this is in Kentucky, the payment process, when it comes out, it doesn't come out of like Ashland or Flatwoods, Kentucky. It comes out of wherever the app itself is located from. So that's, I don't know, like Brookfield or something like that in Kentucky. So I don't know if my bank automatically denies it because they think it's fraud. I know that they don't contact me about it and ask if it's fraud, which is very annoying. So the problem is, I've had in the past, is I cannot purchase the day pass through the app. And a lot of times, especially at night, like it's going on, it's about 6:50 right now, there probably won't be anyone working there today. It's they're smaller gyms, so there's usually not someone in them 24/7, and there's no one to go and talk to about, hey, can I maybe pay you cash to get in tonight, or can we, what can we work out here and figure something out? Can I have some help? And a lot of times with these apps are small town too, you can't contact anyone right then and there. It's like a 12-hour period before you get a hold of someone. It's one of those emails and wait for them to contact you type deals. know about your all's experience with that, but mine is always on the later end of being contacted. So, anyways, Sam was able to log in. I just had her download the app from the house and make basically another account with my ID and all that. You know, so it's me. It's physically me. They got my information there. I'm not trying to say that, tell them it's Sam walking in there or anything, but I just had her put in one of our credit cards instead of our bank card. That way I don't have this problem anymore. So good old Capital One doesn't have that problem about going across state lines. So no more issues. Knock on wood. But anyways, yeah, I got a, what was it, Bear Bell, I think is the name of the company. I grabbed one of their protein bars real quick. Just needed to eat something before I got up here. And then got Sam. They had it in stock, so I'm very excited about that. They have it in stock and cheaper than through Cutler Nutrition themselves by $15. And no, it ain't expired, so don't think that. Got the Total ISO, let me see there. Total ISO, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This in raw, best Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal flavor protein out there. I don't know. I go back and forth on which one's better, but love both of them. Definitely. Can't go wrong with either. They did not have any of the pre-workout that I was talking about. So that kind of sucked, but that's all right. Not a big deal. I forgot to take it. I need to go ahead and drink it. My pre-workout from APS. I think it's APS or APS Sports Nutrition, maybe. It might be Sports Nutrition too. Anyways, Mesomorph is their line. This is the snow cone flavor. I think this one was a pretty decent flavor. They had another one. What was the name of it? I did not care for. I think they have a Rocket Pop one, which was okay. And there was another one. I want to say it was like an orange flavor. Oh, the Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti. Yeah. Not it. No, it does not taste good. It tastes like Tutti Booty. It's not good at all. But the lift, I mean, it's a great pre-workout though. Just the flavor. It was the only bad part about it. I would still, if I had to choose that between the bad tasting flavor with a really good pre-workout or just a bad pre-workout that tasted amazing, I'm choosing the crappy tasting stuff all day, every day. No doubt. Anyways, this one was snow cone. And I think it's supposed to, if I remember right, I think it's okay. Just spill it a little bit there. You know what they can say, you don't have that on them big jobs. Go ahead and write that one down. And bottoms up. All right. Drinkable. Not enjoyable, but not bad. Not like the Tutti Frutti. Not at all. Not bad at all. Shout out to good old Earl Maneri for hooking me up with that sample. And I think, let's see, he gets them from, where's the name of the company? Gotprotein.com. So shout out to them too. I've gotten some stuff off their websites before. Like I mentioned earlier, they're from California. Herbalina or somewhere out there. I don't remember. They got a couple different locations, but they ship nationally. Last time I got something from them, I swear, if I ordered it on Tuesday, I got it on Friday morning, and it was free shipping. Crazy. So, and they have so many different products. They, if you're big on Blackstone Labs, they have a lot of Blackstone Lab stuff. They used to carry Black Magic. I haven't looked lately. I've heard a rumor that Black Magic might have went bankrupt, or maybe they were bought out by somebody. But Black Magic had some pretty good stuff too. They had a, I think it was called Berserk. Was that them? I think it was them. Berserk pre-workout that was really good. And did they have? No, I always confuse it with a non-stim that I had, because I'm a big fan of non-stim, especially like tonight. I'm kind of worried about, I haven't been intaking a lot of caffeine during this cut cycle, so I'm kind of worried about being up a little too late. Unavoidably, I haven't really been drinking a whole lot of pop. Not that I've been like trying to avoid it, I just haven't been having it. And I just haven't had a whole lot of caffeine outside of pre-workouts. So, but this late in the day is a little concerning, for me. It's not used to having it. Yeah, that's the right turn. So I don't have my GPS on. I've only been here twice to this Flatwoods location. Both times during the day, so I know where I'm at. I just wasn't sure if that was the turn or not. It is. Oh, dang on! I got a green arrow. Thought there was about to be a wreck right there. One of those little small cars, like those little Euro jobs, 2-seater. Just about got taken out, I thought. Anyways, very excited for this leg day. New pre-workout, new knee sleeves, new machines, night lifts. Everything is lining up for just badass lifts. So can't wait. And all surprise. To my cousin, if you're watching this, I didn't forget about inviting you to come work out with me. This is just a last minute thing, so don't be mad at me. We'll get a lift in one of these days, I promise. Other than that, getting ready to pull in. Let's get to it. See if we can walk tomorrow, or by the time we can walk out, crawl out of here.
You gotta watch this. She just said it. No, I really haven't said nothing.
Hey, you crazy, boy. I was not funny.
It's a cat. You are crazy.
Give a little warm up. nicer than the last time I did it. Last time I did it here, I don't think I had it adjusted right here. Feels good there. Get another set. This one's hitting different today. I like it. Must have done it last this time. I did it first, starting out. This time. Lower down a little bit. One more stay here. More set. That's probably how much more. Like girl extensions. This machine. 0 out of 10. Fucking awful. Fucking awful. Not worth doing. It's the only bad machines in here. That one sucks. Alright, let's do some casts. cold. Travis Shrugs. It's works. Works. Weird. This is some shit. Whew. Okay. Leg day over. That was a good one. Uh-oh. Fireman? Fire chief? Yeah, it was the fire chief. Oh no. Whoops. Hope everybody's alright. I don't know, that might be a... Yeah, I believe that's fire. I think I hear trucks now. Well, hold on, let's let them go by so the sirens don't drown me out. Looks like there's a fire somewhere, possibly a wreck. Hope everybody's alright. Alright, so like I was saying, legs and shoulders complete. And that was a pretty wild one. As far as shoulders go, you know, pretty, I don't want to say run of the mill because I have that multi-function machine here. And I just love it so much. It's my favorite shoulder machine, specifically shoulder. Who makes it? I don't even remember. It's one of those bigger name ones that's well known. I can't remember the name. I mean, it's not Nautilus. There's a couple Nautilus machines in there, but it's definitely not Nautilus. It's not Body Fortress or Body Masters. Body Fortress is the protein. Body Masters is the gym equipment. It's not Body Masters. I can't remember. Anyways, that one's good. Like it a lot. Definitely gonna feel it tomorrow. Finally figured out. Think I figured out. Y'all be the judge on my form for my rear delts with the dumbbells. I've been trying to figure it out for a while. It's always just felt really odd to me, and maybe it's because I was just doing it a little bit too heavy, and I've come to find out that lighter is by far more with that. So I usually stick to like 20 or hell, I think even this time I went down to 15s on my second set and just really felt that contraction and burn. By the time I was done with the set, I couldn't lift my arms up. So anyways, you all be the judge to see if my form's good. Hopefully it's not too bad, but if it can improve, let me know. I'm always trying to be better. I don't know everything. I don't know a lot of stuff. So. But as far as legs, one of the best leg days I've had in a while, just because of the different machines and different brand of machines, because every brand of something different just hits different. Like it can both be the hack squat, but if it's two different brands like Magnus or Body Masters, it's just completely different. Starting weight's different, the angle of the slide is different, how smooth it is different, the resistance is different, everything's different. So it all just depends on which one you like. That one I like very well. I like everything else that they're on there today. Except, and you'll see in the video, there is one piece of, well, what is it? It's the leg extensions. Very disappointed in that one. It's just a really old piece of machinery. It's just not, you can't get it where you need it to adjust right, so it seems like that's probably one of the next ones. I bet, not that it's in bad shape, it's just really old. I'm hoping that's one of the things they replace in like the next year or so, because they constantly make some upgrades to this place. It seems like, at least I've noticed on dumbbells and plates in particular this year. They definitely, I think they bought everything new as far as rubber coated and brand new plates. So it's real nice. But this one, it was weird. So usually, you know, even the ones that plan it, even the older ones, you know, pretty much everywhere I've been, there's the multi points of adjustment on it, so you can adjust where it hits your shins at, and you can kind of raise that, you know, kind of hit higher towards your knees or lower towards your ankles, whichever you know, depending on how long your tibia and fibia, is that right? Yeah, tibia and fibia are, and you can adjust that to your specifications. Then you can also adjust the seat, like the back of the seat, so you can be further or further away. If you have like a longer femur bone, or if you have a shorter femur, you can be closer to where your knee hits right at that bend, and you can get the perfect adjustment. And then also, and this is the key that this one just didn't even have at all, you can adjust how far that starting point is back. So you can, in theory, I always like to have a little bit of tension before I even put resistance on it. So as soon as I kick it up, I can already feel the weight on me, and then I can push a little further, and that's my actual starting point. So the full rep of my motion from here, from point A to point B and back to point A, I'm constantly under tension, and then I actually have to release it further to, put it in its final resting position. This one didn't have that at all. You could not adjust how far that kicked back underneath your body. And to adjust how high it was on the shin, it was just a simple directly vertical up and down, no adjustment on the sway, or the swing rather, not the sway, of the arm. So it wasn't right. And then as far as the back, I mean, you'll see the video. I think I adjusted it 4 times probably before I even started it, and then when I finally got it to where I realized it was as close as I could get it, I mean, I didn't even want to do it. It just wasn't even a good set. It felt like I was a half of a rep. I mean, it felt like I was literally just in the entire upper part of that rep. That's it. Like I was going from here to there, here to there, here to there, not anything from the back. And it just, I couldn't do it, so I just got up and left. Now their leg curl machine, I think, would be very, very cool. I think it was a Body Masters as well. And it felt really nice when I laid on it, but I've tweaked my lower back, something like close to my hip flexor on my right side, and it's been acting up really bad for the last few days, or the last few weeks rather. And I did that vertical leg press earlier. You'll see that in the video as well. And if you notice, I'm pretty heavy on it, and on the last set, you'll notice that I kind of sit there for a second before I go down. That's because whenever I actually put my legs down, all that pressure goes back on that spot, and it's excruciating for a second. So whenever I lay down, I gave it a break after doing the belt squats, and then did all shoulders and went back to extender to curls, hoping that it wouldn't hurt. After I figured out the adjustment and I actually put a starting weight to do some my first set, I did the first rep, and it just, I immediately twinged whatever that is hurt back there. I immediately hit it, and I stopped. It wasn't good. So I just, better safe than sorry. I'd already put a lot of pressure and load on that today, so we'll skip out on that. I already had a good amount of hamstrings, just as a secondary muscle. It's not going to kill me. I'd rather be safe and not be in excruciating pain for tomorrow. So yeah, but also I had really good sets on that vertical leg press. I ended up, let's see, the knee wraps, I love those. Shout out to Demoose. Haven't really heard a lot about them, but they were, when I was doing my research on wraps or knee sleeves, they were one of the top 3 rated that I could find, for like for the everyday and even competitive wear. So they had some more, I think they had another competition level that might have been a little stiffer than the ones that I had ordered, or maybe I'm thinking about another company. But either way, the ones I got, I couldn't imagine needing more than that. You can wrap it as tight as you want, and actually when I put it on for the first few sets, I had it a little too tight, and it was kind of cutting off the circulation a little bit. I had to loosen it. But as far as support, my patellar tendon doesn't hurt at all. My knee does not hurt in the slightest. Everything feels nice and good, not overly tight, not weirdly loose. Any of the guys who out there have had ACL repair, meniscus repair, like I have, multiple surgeries, you know exactly what I mean. After a rough leg day, you can either be very painful and it'd be tight and sore, or it could be like really loose and somewhat feel good, but that still feels dangerous. It's like one wrong slip and everything's just gonna fall apart and shred. Maybe that's just my anxiety. My buddy Wes, he'll probably tell you that imagine trying to do that as an adult with kids. So much more complicated. Luckily, when it happened to me, I was a senior in high school with absolutely no responsibilities. I didn't even have a job until after I was healed, so I didn't have to worry about that. I just sat around and watched TV and had people bring me stuff. Lived in sweatpants and shorts for 6 months, and I was in a wheelchair for like 8 weeks. I think it was 8 weeks after my surgery. My first surgery I had, I tore my ACL and my medial and lateral meniscus at the same time, and they were able to repair my meniscus. So they didn't allow me to bend it for minimum, I think it was 6 weeks. I wasn't allowed to bend it even a single degree for 6 weeks. But I believe I had a small setback or something, or the incision wasn't healing exactly, or maybe a stitch had popped loose. Something where they extended an extra 2 weeks before I started moving it. But yeah, I spent the better part of 2 months rolling around my high school in a wheelchair. As a senior, but it was cool. I got to I got to leave class a little early, so that was kind of cool. And I got to do a typical 18-year-old shenanigans I could get away with. So. Anyways, great lift. I hit what I think was a true definition of a pendulum squat. You will, unfortunately, you will see that video. That was most recently my most humbling experience when it came to legs. I was feeling good today. I'm not gonna lie. I was almost 9 weeks into a cut, still pushing very heavy weight. Felt good. Got on that at the very end after I rested my legs for a while. Did all my shoulders, rested them for a while. Expected to do somewhere in the neighborhood of like 4 plates, maybe get a cool video for TikTok or something, you know, a couple of grunting sets or something neat. I was wrong. I was wrong. I put, luckily, there is a big bold warning for dummies just like me on there that says, hey, dummy, this is the starting weight, and unless you want to be really stupid, you should start with a 35-pound plate on each side. But if you think you're Johnny Badass, put a 45 on each side and go from there. So that's what I did. Hi, Johnny Badass. I almost died. That was with sleeves and everything. That was rough. I think I got 6 reps, and I was working, but that was tough. Very humbling. So we'll see how that goes next time. Not a machine I want to really showcase in the videos, you know what I mean? Not very impressive, but regardless, new goal to improve on. So that was neat. I did do another squat machine that I thought was a pendulum, but I guess I need to look up what the actual name of this is because I don't know. It's the machine that you have 2 different options, so you can face either way. You can face into the machine or you can face out of the machine. And if you face into the machine, the ramp, or the platform rather, that you stand on is like this. So you're leaning forward. If you face out of the machine, it's opposite. So you're leaning backwards, and it's almost like maybe that is more like a pendulum squat. Maybe I should turn around. So I always face into it, but it's very similar to me. It's very familiar, like the football pads, like the football sleds whenever I was playing ball. You know, it's very similar to that. You jump out, kind of. It's similar to the motion. So that's what I gravitated towards. But I did, what was it, 3 plates on each side? Well, 6 plates total, I think. Or did I do 8? I can't remember now. I think I did 6. Regardless, it felt good. Shout out to Bolt. I'm really becoming a fan of them. I've never been to a gym that has any of their equipment outside of Ironheadz. I don't think that at least I can remember. And Ironheadz seems to have a very good collection of them. I really hope that they replace that leg extension with something bolt, because that leg extension is just not it. That's I wouldn't even call it a weakness. If you're trying to describe it and where it falls on the list of options for a good leg day, it's dead last. That's something that I would probably not even do again. I don't expect that I will ever touch that machine again. Not a fan, will not be a fan. But oddly enough, the shoulder machine, the shoulder press that I didn't like last time, I readjusted it a little bit and I found a better layout for me. And I did not use the neutral grip. I actually used the what is it? We're gonna call it a horizontal. I know that's not the correct word. I think it's a pronated. I think it's a pronated grip. Supinated. I don't know. It's either pronated or supinated. I can't remember which one it is. It's like this, and I liked it a lot better this time. So really felt good. Really felt smooth too. And it's an old machine. It's weird how some of these old machines, like I would assume they're somewhere from like the 80s, early 90s makeup, you know? They're just the best machines that there are. Like these new ones, some of these new ones are just way overcomplicated, man. Like there's this, let me be specific, it is not the Panada. Panada is, I've never been on a machine of Panadas that I didn't absolutely love. They make top of the line equipment. But there is this one Panada, quote unquote, knockoff of their Smith machine. So the Panada has a Smith that has its ISO, so you can do single arm at a time, and you actually unclip it right there on each hand, and there's nothing in the middle. So it's like doing dumbbells and it converges in the middle. You know, so you go real wide when you come down, it converges in the middle. It's nice. Panada's is very nice. The one at Pros, there was something wrong with it. So you can adjust. It's got one of those benches on it that it moves, so you can adjust it between flat bench all the way up to like a military press. But because it moves so much and has so much different variation, the seat and the back move separately, and that seat, there's a gap between the seat and the backrest, and that gap is like 3.5, almost 4 inches. And whenever I use it, we were down there for the zoo last month. Whenever I used it, I did not like it. I kept it's like I was falling right into my tailbone, just kept situating right in that gap, and it hurt. It hurt bad. So I did 1 or 2 sets just to feel it out. I didn't like it. Now everything else about the machine was super smooth. And maybe there was a piece of the machine that was missing, like some kind of spacer or something that somebody had sat somewhere else or whatever. But I was not a fan of that. Now the Panada one, I tried it up at the Arnold Expo last March. Man, it was nice. And if I had access to a Panada gym, I don't know what I would pay a month to go to that gym. Honestly, if I had an EOS or whatever, and they had, I don't know, does EOS, do they have Panada? I've heard that they're super fancy with all their amenities and all that junk. I just assume they'd have some kind of top of the line equipment. Anyways, what I really want to do is go to, I would love to somehow, some way, someday get an invite to go and work out at least at his gym. I don't know if I could handle his workouts because he is a master at his craft, and he's going to get, I guarantee that if I go and work out for Ronnie Rambod, I will be puking my guts out within 45 minutes. Just he's going to get the absolute best out of me. I'd love to do it, but also I'm somewhat terrified to do it. You know what I mean? But I would love to work out with him, or at least go to his gym, because his gym, and I believe it's a private gym, is completely Panada machinery. Everything is Panada. Every single machine. Or at least, I know he had their full line. He may have additional machines too, but I think when he put out his gym like last year, I'm pretty positive he said he had everything and it was Panada. And that just, yeah, that sounds like a bodybuilder's wet dream right there. I want to try that. Next to that would be, I'd love to go down to find like a Mega Mass sponsored gym pass anywhere else except for pros up in Columbus. And dude, they had their, I don't know their correct term for it, but what would be like a chest supported row. They had that. They had honestly, it's not a T-bar row, but similar to that, but it's all on a linear path, so it's on like a sled, but it's more vertical than like your typical, I don't know what to really call it. I love that. And then pros also had a Mega Mass, I don't even know what to call this one. I think it was a pendulum squat, but it was so diverse. You could move the platform, you could move the angle at which you went down, you could move the angle at the start, you could move the angle of the pat, you could move everything on it. So I don't know, it was like an everything machine. You could probably do everything from a hack squat to a leg press, I don't know. But that thing was like a transformer of a leg machine, and it was also the last most humbling experience that I've had with leg press, with any kind of leg machine. I think I did one leg, so it probably is a pendulum squat, because I think I did one plate on it too. But yeah. Anyways, lift went very late. Unfortunately, it is 9:30 and I'm still in South Point, so I still got 25 minutes to drive home, and I'm gonna run to Walmart, still grab some stuff for the kids, and some stuff for Sam for tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, it was a great lift. Another Ironheadz classic lift. Wish I had more time. It was earlier in the day. As much as I love a night lift, I don't love getting home late. And I don't love working out when the kids are home. I feel guilty being there, but it's a once in a blue moon thing. So. Anyways, that's the video. Tomorrow won't be a lift tomorrow. I gotta work a 10-hour shift. Close Thursday. Thursday. Let's see. Thursday. Be a chest and triceps. Probably a good. I don't know. Probably instead of one planet, honestly. But keep a lookout. Friday, me and Sean pop by calves. Sandal. We're going to. I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Either up to Gallipolis or back over here to Ashland to Elite Fitness or Fit Culture. I'm kind of leaning towards Fit Culture, something completely new and different and new area, but we'll see. And that'll be a fun lift. It won't be necessarily anything. It'll be well, I'll get there and figure out what we're going to do first. So probably definitely do some leg stuff, because I figure they'll probably have some different leg machines. And plus Sean just is a big leg guy. If you can't tell by his Instagram name. I like back a lot, so we'll see what I can do there. Probably won't do a whole lot of chest because I'm doing chest on Thursday, but because I'm going up there, I might take it a little easier on chest, just some low weight, high rep stuff that we're planning. Yeah, we'll see, but you gotta keep watching to find out. See you next time.